Hello everyone, it's Amy, and I am here for a Build Your Stash and Craft supplemental video. This is a supplement to to week 29, which is paper beads, and I'm going to show you how to make this. What is this? This is a bead roller, and what this is it has a split in it. You take your paper, you put it in there. You don't want to slide it way far in, just far enough so that you can fit your bead on the other end, and that is going to hold your paper tight in there. And then you are just going to roll it, and if you roll it towards you, your fingers won't get in the way so that you can see your bead moving, so you can see if you have it centered or if you need to do any adjusting. And then you just roll. It gives you something to really hang on to nicely, and you just roll it up. Let's get some glue on here. Always when you're doing the triangle beads, make sure you go all the way to the point. And then you just roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. Go around so that you get your glue on there. Take this bead off. Wow. There we go. And then we're going to slide this bead off. And there we go. We've got a paper bead. So the way to make this, and then also if you got any glue on your stick, make sure you wipe that off. So what we're going to do is we are just going to take one of our skewer sticks and our wire cutters, and we're just going to cut it. It really doesn't, there is no certain length. You just cut it however. Whoops. You shouldn't let it go flying like that. And then we're just going to sand the edges, or the ends, just because we don't want them sharp. And we want them, you want to kind of round them back out again, because when you use your cutters to cut them, it kind of pushes out two of the sides a little bit where it put the pressure on there. So just round off those ends. Okay, set that aside. Now you're going to do this with great caution. If you are a youngster, don't try this by yourself. Have your parents do it for you. And if you're not comfortable in doing this, please do not try. So you can also wear protective gloves that will help protect you from the razor blade. And what you're going to do is you're just going to hold your stick, and you're going to start right at the very end, and you're going to look just about where the middle is, and then you're just going to push your knife down in there until it splits. And then you're just going to work your way up the stick, and sometimes it will break. It depends on the grain of the stick. And if it breaks, just get another piece and try again. Just keep making your way along until it breaks through. Oops, to where you've already got it cut. And then sometimes when you get a good start, about a ½ inch or so, sometimes you can just pull it apart. That did not work. So we're going to just grab another piece, try again. Sand the edges. And I could take that out, but I don't want to take that out because I want you to see what can happen. Just going to kind of let my thing go there till it's sitting solid, because so that it's not trying to roll away on me. And again, you just get your first little nick in there, and then just move back a little bit and just continue to do that. with this color on here, I'm having a hard time seeing where my cut is. You could also draw a line on here to help you kind of go straight down your stick. I'm going to turn it around now. Find my split. There's my split. And I'm just going to go up and down and up and down. Very, very carefully. You don't, when you go up and down, you don't even need to take the blade out. Just pull it up a bit and then push it back down. If it comes out, find your slit. You do want to make sure that you stay in the same slit. And this is a little bit fiddly, but it's definitely worth it. But just take your time, take your time. You don't want to cut yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself. Once you get your bead maker made and see how cool it works. There. Okay, now I'm all done. This side is much thinner than this side. And that's probably really hard to see, but it is. It does not matter. Just make sure you keep them together the way that you cut them apart. You don't want to reverse them. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your beads and you're going to put it on there like that. Okay. And now this is what you have. Now you can decorate your beads. I went ahead and I colored my stick with an orange permanent marker, and then I put a clear coat of my fingernail polish on there, so it made it a little bit more, it made it smoother, so it made it more slippery, and it just made it look pretty also. Okay, and then there it is. This is your bead maker right here. See your little gap? And then you're just going to take a piece of paper, stick it in there. You want to line your paper up. There's the paper, and you want to line that up with the edge of your wood. Put another bead on the other end to hold it together. And then just roll. And again, if you roll it towards you, you can see where your paper's going, so you can tell if you're staying lined up or not. And that slit holds your paper right in there. I need to move it over just a little bit. Put your glue on. And finish rolling. Then you're going to take off the first end and slide your bead off. Now, sometimes it'll catch and pull your bead just a little bit. You can just push that back in there. And sometimes it'll feel like it's stuck. It'll feel like it's just not going to come off. And if that happens, then just take the other bead off the other end and move your sticks apart like this way, like that, and slide one piece out, and then your bead will slide right off. So there you go. There's your homemade bead maker. Works really, really well. I really love them. And this is not my idea. I did see it on YouTube a long time ago. I do not know who I saw do it, but if I can find the tutorial, I will go ahead and link that here. But that is your homemade bead tutorial, or bead maker. And I really like how mine turned out. And I'm going to be right back and show you how to just do a quick place to hang your beads to dry them. Okay, I'm back. And all I have here is just a regular box. And what I'm going to do is, the one thing that you need to make sure you do is take your skewers and make sure that your skewers will fit all the way from one side to the other, because we're going to use our skewers to hang up our beads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this box and I'm going to cut it at this flap. I'm just going to cut down, over, and up. So basically I'll just have like a C-shape box, and then I'm going to tape it all together really well, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I just cut my box. I know it's kind of hard to see. There we go. It's about as wide as my hand, and as long as my skewer, just barely shorter. And then I just taped it up very well. I taped the flap that I cut it along. I taped that to the bottom, and then I just taped around the bottom just to make it nice and secure. And then I just took my skewer, stuck it through one side and out the other, and now these that we did in our earlier video will hang in there. This is close to the back, but that's okay because our bead will be hanging out here on the front side. So the one thing that I want to do now is, I'm not so sure how well you can see, let me put a few of these on here. I want to make sure that when I put my next skewer in, that it's going to be in front of where these stick out to. So I'm going to say that's right about here. I will be able to put another one, and it will not touch those. So I'll just go in the side. And the reason that I went so close to the top is because I did not want those to be so close that they touched the bottom. And then I'm just going to eyeball it. You can measure. And this is where I'm going to need to go through. Whoops, pull it all the way through. Put that back through there again. And there we go. And that's how you're going to do that. Now, the way that I do it is I just keep all of my clips in here, because once I have made these clips, I don't try and bend them back the way they started out. I just keep them for drying, because you're going to need dry time quite often. And so you might as well just leave these ones this way, so you're not trying to bend them back and then use them for something. Then you use another good one for drying again. So just keep those for drying. And when you're doing your beads, it's easiest for me to take this, put my bead on here, and then you can just put it in wherever. But if you want to try and slide your bead on there, then just start in the back and don't have these on here. And then just start in the back and just try and slide your bead on there like that. But for me, it's easier to just take it off and put it that way. But you've got like a lot of nice space between them now, and so that they'll dry without touching each other or without touching anything else. Now, if you did have to, let me tip this up a little bit. Let me kind of try and, I'm going to get all these out of the way. We're going to just look at these two. I'm going to hold them right there. Okay, see, when I tip this up, this is only about a finger space from here to here. So if you wanted to hang something off of this that was going to hang down, what you would need to do is come in and bend this back like this, and then put it in there, so that you had, now instead of just having a finger space, you've got about 2 or 3 inches here. So so you can do that if you need something that's going to dangle off of this, because you don't want it to touch the bottom of the box. So there we go. That is how you make and this was just a regular paper clip that I showed in the other video, how you just unbend it and then bend the big part forward. I like to leave the little part as my hanging part because it tends to grab better, and also that way you have a little bit of a bigger gap here where my finger is in this little valley than if you use the smaller ones. So that is how we make a bead hanging box. And the last thing I want to show you is, when I made the beads earlier, and I strung these beads to string them on the strings. The string is a little bit fuzzy, and it went through the first few and then it kept getting fuzzier and fuzzier, and it was really hard to get through the bead. So all you have to do is just like we did, I think it was last week, just go ahead and take a piece of wire, bend it in half. This time you want to make it quite tight at the bottom. And then you're just going to take your string and you're just going to slide it between the two pieces like this. And then you'll just take your bead, put those two pieces through. This is not a good bead. Just put that through and then just slide it down onto your string, just like that. I can't do it with this one because I have a knot in it, but you just slide it onto your string. And so there you have a threading needle and a drying box and a bead roller. And those will all help you when you're doing your beading, making your own homemade beads. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.